Why does anxiety look so different in a child, a teenager, and an adult? It's a question that puzzles many of us, especially when we see loved ones struggling in ways that don't always match our expectations. Anxiety doesn't have a single face or a single story. It changes and adapts, shaped by our age, our experiences, and even the environments we grow up in. Anxiety is a universal human experience, but it wears many disguises. What looks like worry in one person might appear as anger, withdrawal, or even physical pain in another. It's not always obvious, and that's what makes it so challenging to recognize. It's a chameleon, shifting its appearance with age, tantrums and tummy aches in children, irritability or mood swings in teens, and sometimes even silence or avoidance. For kids, anxiety can show up as restlessness, trouble sleeping, or frequent complaints of not feeling well. Teens might become withdrawn, overly self-critical, or lash out unexpectedly. In adults, anxiety can be more subtle. Perfectionism, overthinking, or unexplained physical symptoms like headaches or chest tightness. Sometimes it's hidden behind a busy schedule or a calm exterior, making it easy to miss. Recognizing these differences is the first step to offering real support, whether you're a parent, a friend, or helping yourself. When we notice the signs, we can reach out and help, even if the anxiety doesn't look the way we expect. By understanding anxiety's many faces, we can respond with empathy, not judgment. We learn to listen more closely, to ask gentle questions, and to offer comfort instead of criticism. Ultimately, seeing anxiety for what it is, a signal of distress, empowers us to connect, support, and build resilience together. When we recognize and accept anxiety's many forms, we create a world where everyone feels seen, understood, and less alone. Childhood isn't always carefree. Many children experience anxiety, even if it's not always obvious to the adults around them. While we often picture childhood as a time of play and laughter, for some kids, worries and fears can cast a long shadow over daily life. But anxiety in children rarely looks like the kind of worry adults experience. Instead of talking about their fears, children often show their distress in other ways. It can show up as stomach aches, headaches, clinginess, or a sudden need to stay close to a parent. Sometimes, children might complain of feeling sick or ask to stay home, especially when faced with new or challenging situations. Tantrums, meltdowns, or refusing to go to school or social events are also common signs. These reactions are often most intense before transitions, like leaving for school or meeting new people. It's important to remember that these behaviors aren't acts of defiance or stubbornness. They're a child's way of expressing overwhelming fear or uncertainty when words are hard to find. Take 7-year-old Leo, for example. He dreaded going to school, not because he disliked learning or his classmates, but because he was terrified of making a mistake and being embarrassed in front of others. Leo's anxiety caused real physical pain, like stomach aches and headaches, which were sometimes misunderstood by adults as misbehavior or attempts to avoid schoolwork. For parents, the key is to notice these signs and validate their child's feelings. Saying something like, "I see you're scared right now," helps children feel understood and safe. Encouraging them to name their emotions can make those big feelings less overwhelming. Establishing predictable routines and practicing simple calming exercises together, like balloon breaths or gentle stretching, can help children feel more secure and in control of their emotions. The goal isn't to erase fear completely, but to coach children through it, showing them they're not alone and that with support, they can face their worries and grow stronger. The teenage years are a time of rapid change and growth, but they also bring a wave of new pressures, social, academic, and personal, that can intensify feelings of anxiety. Teens are often expected to juggle schoolwork, friendships, extracurriculars, and family expectations, all while figuring out who they are. This can feel overwhelming, and for many, anxiety becomes a constant companion. Unlike younger children, teens often hide their anxiety behind irritability, withdrawal, or sudden changes in behavior. They might seem moody, easily frustrated, or even rebellious, making it hard for parents and teachers to recognize what's really going on beneath the surface. In fact, 1 in 3 adolescents will experience significant anxiety at some point, often masked as defiance or moodiness. These struggles can impact friendships, academic performance, and even family relationships, sometimes leading to isolation or conflict. Take Maya, for example, a once sociable teen who suddenly withdrew from friends and struggled in school. paralyzed by social anxiety. Her story is not unique. Many teens feel trapped by their worries, unsure how to ask for help or even put their feelings into words. Supporting teens through anxiety means listening without judgment, validating their stress, and encouraging healthy coping strategies, like physical activity, creative outlets, or mindfulness apps. Small steps, like going for a walk or practicing deep breathing, can make a big difference. As a parent or caregiver, model emotional regulation and keep communication open. Show that it's okay to talk about feelings and that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Teens need both space to process their emotions and steady support to navigate their fears. Let them know you're there, even if they don't always reach out. Your understanding, patience, and encouragement can make all the difference in helping your teen feel seen, heard, and supported as they face the challenges of anxiety. Adult anxiety often hides behind busyness, perfectionism, or unexplained physical symptoms. It's common. 1 in 13 people worldwide struggle with anxiety, often tied to work, family, and life pressures. Many adults, like David, overwork to quiet fears of inadequacy, only recognizing anxiety when it disrupts daily life. The first step is acknowledging that constant stress isn't normal or necessary. Regular exercise, mindfulness, and healthy routines can help manage symptoms. Examine lifestyle factors, sleep, caffeine, boundaries, and reach out for support when needed. Connection, whether with friends or professionals, is a powerful antidote. You don't have to carry anxiety alone. Recognizing anxiety's age-specific signs prevents misinterpretation and missed cries for help. A child's stomachache, a teen's withdrawal, or an adult's overwork can all be misunderstood, leaving anxiety unaddressed. Understanding the developmental context allows us to respond with empathy, not frustration. Tailoring support, playful techniques for kids, creative outlets for teens, cognitive tools for adults, makes interventions more effective. Early recognition prevents anxiety from escalating into bigger problems later in life. By learning to read anxiety's language at every age, we invest in healthier, more resilient futures. Compassionate awareness is the foundation of real support. Managing anxiety starts with practical, age-appropriate strategies. For young children, externalize worry, give it a silly name, draw it, and create predictable routines. Model calmness. Your steady presence anchors them. Teens need physical outlets, mindfulness tools, and honest conversations about social media and stress. Encourage them to take an active role, but stay connected and supportive. Adults benefit from cognitive behavioral techniques, sleep hygiene, and clear boundaries between work and life. Build a personal toolkit of calming exercises, like grounding techniques, to manage anxiety in the moment. Consistent, simple practices help everyone regain control and resilience. Anxiety can feel isolating, but it's a deeply shared human experience. Recognizing this connects us, fostering compassion for ourselves and others. Treat your own anxious moments with kindness. They're signals, not failures. Reflect on your own story. How has anxiety shown up for you? What helped you through? Sharing your experience breaks stigma and reminds others they're not alone. Let this be an invitation to look at yourself and others with empathy and understanding. Start a conversation, share a resource, or simply listen. Connection shrinks anxiety's power. Together, we can build resilience, hope, and a sense of shared humanity. Subscribe for more content on mental health, personal growth, and emotional well-being.